Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. The first trailer for The Bad Batch Season 3 has revealed that Asajj Ventress will feature in the series. One thing that kind of throws up all sorts of fun questions that we're going to dive into in this video. What is up, everyone? It's #1 Mars Guo fan Ewan Patterson here for War Culture Star Wars. Let's get into this, but before we do, let me also introduce my co-pilot for this particular Kessel run, Mr. Gareth Morgan. How you doing, Gareth?
Howdy, howdy. I am just excited. I'm an excited boy. This trailer dropped last night and my phone exploded in my hands, so I've been spending the day picking it up, putting it back together and putting my brain back together. I'm excited.
Yeah, I thought I was kind of like done with Star Wars apart from Andor, and that's probably a bad thing to say on a Star Wars channel, but I kind of have been a little bit fatigued and burnt out. But when I saw this trailer yesterday, and this is after kind of not really massively loving Bad Batch Season 2, I liked certain episodes, but it wasn't like, it didn't bowl me over or anything. I literally did a little giddy nerd run up the stairs when Ventress showed up, so that's the current state of mind. They've well and truly hooked me back in.
Yeah, without a doubt. I'm with you. Season 2 had its moments, but I didn't realise how hooked in to like everything I would be until I saw the trailer, and I was like, oh yes, that investment that I didn't realise I had in that last season, it's there, and I'm geared up, I'm ready.
Yes, sir, the check is in the mail, and that's not saying that we've been bribed. I'm just quoting Big Trouble in Little China, just saying that they've cashed the check. The Star Wars check has been cashed, and we're back in for it. But yeah, Season 3 trailer revealed that Bad Batch Season 3 will be releasing on February 21st on Disney+. We're going to start streaming their episodes. And obviously last season we had stuff like Omega getting captured, you know, the death of Tick. Really sad about Tick. And then the Batch are still resisting the Empire. There's loads of really cool dramatic things in here. We're getting more of Palpatine's involvement in the scheme that Royce has going on with Omega and Kaminoan technology. And also, Cody seems to be back again, which I'm really looking forward to because I love Commander Cody, and I hope that he has a happy ending. He's probably not going to have a happy ending, is he, Gareth?
No, that's the sad thing about all of this, isn't it? There's been this underlying sense of doom from Season 1, really, with all this, and you're just like, when are they going to drop? We know they've got to drop, surely, like, because we know they're not popping up in other parts of the timeline, so it's... Yeah, seeing Tech in this trailer it just hit my heartstrings straight away. I was like, maybe there's hope. Maybe that's just like a little thing where it's like, oh, you might not have seen the last of this guy, but maybe we have. Like maybe I think Rex says it in this trailer. It's like he's lost after the war. I thought that was it. We're never going to lose any more brothers, but we're still losing them because the Empire are just massive a-holes, really, and it's just going from bad to worse.
Yeah, there's an underlying sense of Caleb doom. One could say.
One
could say. But yeah, so the big reveal from the trailer, apart from all the cool dramatics and sadness involving Tech and Crosshair and Omega, is the return of Asajj Ventress. Hair swooshing, yellow lightsaber ablaze, and Nika Futterman's dulcet tones in focus. And yeah, it's really cool for me. Her design here is lifted straight from those cancelled, uncompleted Clone Wars episodes, which was the basis of the Dark Disciple novel, which released, I believe, in 2014 or 2015, after the show was officially cancelled, and basically completed Ventress's arc during the Clone Wars, where her and Quinlan Vos get put on a clandestine mission by the Jedi Order. She's kind of manipulated by Vos into doing this to assassinate Count Dooku, and things don't particularly go well. If you've read Dark Disciple, you'll be aware that Quinlan kind of goes a bit to the dark side, and also Ventress dies. So that raises some interesting questions for her inclusion in the Bad Batch Season 3, because we have been, Dave Filoni is prone to playing fast and loose with the established novel canon. You know, we had stuff in the first season of Bad Batch where the introduction of Kanan and kind of redoing his Order 66 origin, that was changed. We had Tales of the Jedi kind of riff on the events of the Ahsoka novel as well. Obviously, Clone Wars Season 7 changed bits of that too, where she was wielding green lightsabers originally in the novel, and then they changed those to blue. So just little changes here or there. And to be honest, even as someone who likes Dark Disciple, I would have been totally chill with them changing it and decanonizing it to give Ventress a proper send-off in animation. But Gareth, all is not as it seems, is it?
Yeah, I feel like there is a way, maybe, of kind of syncing those things up and just making it so it's I don't necessarily know how you do that, how you kind of keep this faithful to that Dark Disciple novel, if that obviously happened before this. So I'm very intrigued to say the least. I don't know if that means there's potential maybe even for Quinlan Voss to pop up in this thing at some point.
Yeah.
We don't know. There's a connection there that him and Ventress are always going to be completely just, there's going to be that. So I was just completely bowled over. I did not expect it. There's been a few kind of hints and suggestions that like we may not have seen the last of Ventress, or they were at least keeping that memory alive, like in Ahsoka's like recent season of Ahsoka. She was name dropped, and it was one of those things of, that might just be nothing more than a sweet little nod. But now it's like, oh, I see what you did there. I know what you're trying to tease us on it. And if this does feel like a way of, and I know we're probably going to get into this like very soon, but if this is a way of teeing up a potential spin-off of sorts in the animated sphere, like that could be exciting too. What kind of spin-off could it be though, Ewan?
Yeah, exactly. But so they did confirm that they're not decanonizing Dark Disciple here, so it is still canon. The supervising director Brad Rao said in the official post on StarWars.com, quote, "We love Asajj Ventress. She's a character that we've been wanting to tell more stories about. We don't want to spoil anything, but want fans to know that any new storytelling with Ventress will align with the events of Star Wars Dark Disciple," which throws up all sorts of questions of, has she been resurrected by Night Sister magic? How are they going to address something as seismic as Dark Disciple in this show? And on the topic of spin-off stuff, could this mean that they will revisit the latter stages of the Clone Wars perhaps and do more of those stories and maybe, do Ventress's arc properly? Or, and this is personally what I would like to see here, even as a dude completely fatigued by Star Wars at the minute, is that I think given the presence of both Fennec and Cad Bane again, this would be a perfect opportunity to do a new Bounty Hunter animated series where you have that main triumvirate of Ventress, Cad Bane, and Fennec. Obviously, Fennec and Cad Bane were kind of at loggerheads in Season 1 of The Bad Batch when they were trying to get Omega. But I think that would be a really cool way of doing that. And certainly, given Cad Bane's appearance in the Book of Boba Fett the other year, was still a lot of his timeline that we're yet to see completed. And I think a Bounty Hunter show that spins out of this and give us more Ventress and everything like that, that would make the most amount of sense to me, personally speaking, as a Star Boy. I would love to see more of those people together, because Cad Bane is basically Lee Van Cleef in space, and Asajj Ventress is like one of the coolest Star Wars characters ever. So that's my personal thoughts, Gareth. I don't know if you are of a similar speculative line of thought.
Yeah, any excuse to kind of dive into the anti-hero type underbelly of Star Wars, and I think that stays there. Like we saw in the Clone Wars, like there was that brilliant, I think it was like the Cube or the box night episode where you had all these bounty hunters competing against each other. If we had that like just expanded, like all these kind of rogues just all competing against one another for scores and just find out more about these people, I think that's where Star Wars is at its most interesting, when you are kind of dealing with those morally kind of suspect people, a bit grey people, and you just kind of want to see what chaos they can get up to, really. I think that's where I get my joy out of Star Wars. So I'd be well up for that. Maybe it means, I know some people are kind of split on the whole like young Boba Fett kind of part of the storyline, but maybe we could dive into that a little bit more, see where he's at this moment in time. You never know. I'm always up for a bit more Boba. Give me some more of that. So I'm open for all of it. It was these were all just little stingers that were thrown into this. We've not really kind of touched on much of the Bad Batch in this Bad Batch kind of pod, because these were such impactful little cameo spots. It just completely, I don't want to say completely overshadowed it, but it was the lasting thought coming out of this trailer.
You can kind of say that they overshadowed. I think it's perfectly, and as much as we are indeed to, Wrecker and Crosshair and Hunter and all that, it is exciting to see these characters spotlighted, and it's still more of Filoni fleshing out that part of the mythos, and I would not be surprised if Boba was to show up as well. Obviously, we know that given that they resolved his rivalry with Cad Bane in the Book of Boba Fett, which in itself was established in cancelled episodes of the Clone Wars, Dave does kind of need to retroactively fix that and make it important to people who aren't big nerds like us and are following all the little tiny intricate details of things. So I would not be surprised if we had more young Boba on the horizon, either in this season of Bad Batch, or maybe they'd be biting off more than they could chew there, or in, a future animated series, which I feel is like a dead cert at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nothing's been obviously 100% confirmed right now, but a lot of people are speculating that is the path to take. For me, there's so much to just like that needs resolving in this final season of Bad Batch that I'm so curious to see how they handle it. Obviously, Omega and Crosshair are pretty much like captured, imprisoned at this point. So how are they going to break out? Is it going to be a thing where the Bad Batch have to kind of the rest of the Bad Batch have to come in there and rescue them and like bring them out, and a huge spectacle goes down there? Or is it going to be a case of working from the inside out? Omega and Crosshair are going to team up, and that's going to be a nice little odd couple going forward. I'd be
Escape from Alcatraz in there, maybe.
Yeah, I'd be up for that. I think there's definitely a lot there just to work off, and there's a lot of characters that were introduced in season 2 that again could have a huge impact. There was the emotional kind of little connection that you had there between like Fee and Tech, and now Tech's gone, so it's like, how's that going to play out in this season? That's just heartbreaking. They didn't even get a chance, and it all just went up in flames. So I'm super kind of just, I don't know what the word is for this one. I'm kind of locked into it, and I kind of badly want to know what's coming next, but at the same time, I don't really want it to end. And we kind of know here, but they release like a release schedule of when these episodes are going to drop, and they've obviously put all the titles as well for the episodes, which I always love because you can just start going into speculation overdrive. So February 21st, they're doing a 3-episode absolute drop on that day. We've got episode 1's Confined, episode 2 is Paths Unknown, and episode 3 is Shadows of Tantis. So there you go, there's a few titles to mull over. Then you get February 28th, you get A Different Approach. March 6th, we've got The Return. So there we go. Who's returning? Who do we think? I don't know. She got some nice swishy hair. That's my bet. You've got March 13th. You've got 2 episodes on that day. It's going to be Infiltration and Extraction. So that's probably going to be a part 1, part 2 deal, you'd imagine. You got March 20th is Bad Territory. March 27th, The Harbinger. Then you've got another double whammy, which is April 3rd, Identity Crisis and Point of No Return. So another return. April 10th, you got The Juggernaut. April 17th, Into the Breach. April 24th, Flash Strike. And then the final one, and I love this title, The Cavalry Has Arrived.
Damn. Okay, I'm really excited. That doesn't sound like there's going to be a lot of distracting kind of nonsense episodes. I feel like the biggest criticism that you could level with the Bad Batch is that they'll have an episode that goes unbelievably hard and fantastic, and then the next one it's just the boys hanging. And I'm fine with hanging with the boys. We're all big proponents of hanging with the boys on What Culture Star Wars. But, sometimes after you've had, it's a bit of tonal whiplash after you've just like reintroduced Commander Cody and have him go AWOL in the next episode. They're just, we're catching fish on this planet. And I'm just like, okay.
Side quest everywhere. And it's like,
yes. So if they can get a really dialed in season of the Bad Batch that is going to really play with the emotionally interesting parts of the series, the core, what does it mean to be a clone when your purpose has been, twisted into something else, then I'm going to be really excited for that. The one thing that I'm less keen for, and I really hope this isn't the line that the show is going, although I do fear it, is that it's going to be more expanded universe stuff, basically making up for the mistakes of the movies that didn't explain stuff. I feel like we are building to more explaining of how Palpatine survived through to the rise of Skywalker, which I don't know if I speak for many people here. I say that I could do with literally none of that in my Star Wars. I don't really want to deal with it. But, maybe there's a way they make it interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, that was one of the key takeaways from the trailer. I think his line was, "There is nothing of greater importance to secure the future of this empire. Whatever is needed to accomplish this goal." His new empire! You know it. So he was talking about all that stuff, wasn't he? He was kind of hinting that, your experiments and things you're doing are going to have a major effect on the future, to cries of no. That's it does look like we're going that way, sadly. I don't know, we're going to have to just grit our teeth and just get on with that, because it doesn't look like they're going to drop it. They're trying to justify the pain that we experience, Ewan.
You told me that I should forget it, and I would certainly like to quote Anakin Skywalker, but I think that basically wraps up all of our discussion on the Bad Batch Season 3 trailer. Obviously, lots of stuff to chew on here. Asajj Ventress, completely amazing comeback moment. Really excited to see how that transpires, and this has been What Culture Star Wars. Please let us know your thoughts on the Bad Batch Season 3 trailer down in the comments below. What do you think happened to Ventress after the events of Dark Disciple? And do you think there is much momentum to the idea of maybe a potential future show about bounty hunters? Because maybe I'm just wishful thinking. Maybe I'm just manifesting my Cad Bane spin-off because I love Cad Bane so much. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down there. Don't forget to drop the video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more Star Warsy goodness straight to your subscription box every week. Either way, I've been Ewan, this has been Gareth, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.